From development to testing to production, using a local XAMPP server, a development tool, and a remote production server seems to be confusing to a number of individuals. This video will demonstrate in simple terms how this process can work. For this video, the local XAMPP server is XAMPP on Mac. The development tool is NetBeans, configured to work with the local XAMPP server, and the FTP client is FileZilla, which is configured to use the htdocs folder in XAMPP as the local source and public_HTML as the remote server upload location. In the local environment, the htdocs folder represents the root of the website. This is true for XAMPP for Mac, Windows, and Linux. This is where all web materials will be stored. NetBeans has been configured so that the project is also looking at the htdocs folder as its source folder. When using any development tool, such as NetBeans, it should be configured to run the files using the local server in the browser. This is typically done using the domain name of localhost. On the screen, you will note that the XAMPP control panel is open and the Apache web server is running. Since we are writing PHP, the PHP engine is also part of the Apache server. So when Apache is running, so is the PHP engine. Since this video is not using a database, the database server is not started. NetBeans is also running, and the project that is currently open is referencing the htdocs folder. NetBeans uses a folder named source files to represent the folder on the local machine where all of the web assets are stored. In this case, the source files folder in NetBeans is the htdocs folder in the XAMPP folder, as can be seen by looking at the contents of the source files folder in NetBeans as compared to the contents of the htdocs folder in the operating system window. I am going to move a folder containing files from one folder to the homework folder. After the move, I will do a rename to make the folder name simpler to use and remember. Then I will run the file in the local development environment to make sure that it is working as expected. If any errors are found, I will fix them here. If things work as expected, I will then open FileZilla or any FTP client and upload the finished work to the remote production server. Once uploaded, I will test on the production server using my browser to ensure that it continues to work as expected. Since this video is part of a class demonstration, I will also show how to make a link in the exercises page that points to the recently uploaded work. I will begin by opening the exercises file and locating the text to be made a link. Then I will build the link around the text pointing to the actual file. Once done, save the exercises page and test it locally. If things work as expected, then I will upload the file using my FTP client. After the upload, in my browser, I will go to my site and click the link leading to the exercises page. On the exercises page, I will find and click the new link just added to the page. The link should lead me to the uploaded assignment where I can test its functionality. If everything works as shown, then the workflow was successful. If not, I will need to backtrack and troubleshoot until I find and correct the error. I hope that this video adds clarification to the recommended development process of building and testing locally, then uploading and testing remotely. The important thing to remember is that the local development environment and remote production environment should be identical to one another in folder names and organization, as well as file names and placement. If the two are identical, things should work as expected. Once you are done working in your local environment, I strongly recommend shutting down your server, XAMPP's Apache server in this case, until the next time you need it for testing. Leaving it running consumes CPU resources and can be a security risk to your machine.